Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is SatTV Week. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Deepak Mathur of SES. Now Deepak, can you give me a little bit more information about SES activities in the region?
First of all, thanks so much for having me on. It's an absolute pleasure to speak to you. SES has been present in the Asia-Pacific region now for about 11 years. We've been one of the early satellite operators that's been operating in Asia. We serve Asia with 5 satellites that start off at sort of the Indian Ocean region and then go all the way out into the Pacific. A vast majority of what we do in Asia is the delivery of DTH platforms around Asia Pacific. In fact, an interesting sort of statistic to share with you is that SES today carries more paid DTH channels than any other satellite operator in Asia Pacific. This includes the national operators, and we serve more subscribers than any other satellite operator in paid DTH. So we carry about 650 channels for DTH operators, our customers, DTH operators. We carry about 650 channels for them in the paid DTH environment, and we serve about 21 million subscribers in this market as well. So I would summarize by saying that 5 satellites, predominant focus on direct-to-home, but a lot of enterprise business as well, and a very healthy enterprise business, and some free-to-air distribution of television signals.
So what about further expansion in Asia?
Well, I have to say that we're incredibly bullish on Asia. There are some very powerful trends that we believe will continue to push growth in Asia quite substantially. One is the fact that the population in Asia is very young. More than 50% of the population in Asia is below the age of 18, and as these kids effectively today grow older, they will start to consume and produce much more, and therefore we see this as a very virtuous cycle that will occur in Asia from a digital consumption story point of view. So that's a tremendously powerful force that we think is positive. The second force is that DTH is becoming increasingly popular. What we're seeing is across Asia Pacific the decline in cable penetration and the rapid increase of direct-to-home. Markets such as India have gone from 0 DTH subscribers in 2006 to 45 million subscribers today. And we're seeing them add somewhere between 800,000 and 1 million subscribers a month. Now we're also seeing other markets like the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam also moving up into the DTH pay TV environment, and so we're very excited by these trends. As a final note, HD TV is what we believe to be another very strong driver. Today I would say something to the order of about 4 or 5% of the content available in Asia is HD, and by that I mean native HD, not upscaled HD. And we expect that to convert quite substantially. More and more of what are today SD channels will become native HD. So we think due to these 3 reasons, very favorable demographics, the emergence of DTH as a preferred method of delivering of pay TV, and finally the increase of HD is going to result in a substantial increase in the consumption of satellite capacity. And so what SES is doing is we are in the midst of a very substantial fleet upgrade, and we've added a large number of satellites. We've had 13 satellites on order over the course of 2011 to 2014, and that represents an investment of $4 billion. We're looking currently at adding potentially 1 to 2 more satellites over Asia, which would represent an additional investment of about $650 million. So, we're very much putting our money where we believe the market to be, and on a global level, that's Latin America and Asia.
Now you're showcasing here Ultra HD.
Yep.
Stupid question, what is it?
So Ultra HD is HD on steroids, is sort of one way to look at it. It is a 4 times resolution, 4 times the resolution of high definition. And for us, what is really compelling about it is, the images are stunning. I think if you've had a chance to look at it, they are really compelling images. But I think what is more relevant is they give a sense of 3D without having to wear glasses. And in my personal opinion, one of the great challenges that the adoption of 3D has faced has been the fact that individuals had to wear glasses. And if you had a limited set, it no longer feels like you're watching television in a community. You were always sort of much more isolated when you had the glasses on. I think what Ultra HD does is it gives you the 3-dimensionality, but with the same social setting. Right. And so we think it's going to be a very powerful future technology that gets adopted. We're not sort of predicting that this will happen in the next 2 or 3 years, but over the course of the next 5, 7, 10 years, we see this being adopted increasingly. And in 5 to 7 years, we see Ultra HD being where HD is in Asia. That's the kind of time frame that we're looking at.
Satellite industry, it's a dynamic market, but how do you stay ahead of the curve?
I think one of our great beliefs is that we have to collaborate with our customers for our growth. And if you look at the relationship, as I mentioned, a lot of our customers are DTH providers. And unlike other transactional relationships, the relationship between a satellite operator and a DTH provider can be a 10, 15, 20, ideally a 30-year relationship. And so it's very important, and I think we live this on a daily basis, is not to look at the relationship as a transaction, but it is to evolve with the customer. And so what we're doing is we are in the very early planning stages of our future satellites. We sit down with the customers, we really design satellites that are intended for their future growth. We look at and ask them, how do they see demand evolving? What are the kinds of things they would like to see on the satellite? And then we try and make sure that we build those elements into our satellites. I'll also add one final note. Because we are a global satellite operator that serves 44 DTH platforms around the world, we can very often take best-of-breed lessons from markets and apply them to others. And I think the interesting thing is that the learnings are not necessarily coming from Europe, which are being applied in Asia. In many cases, lessons from Asia are relevant to Africa. Lessons from Africa are relevant to Latin America. So there's this wonderful ability to cross-pollinate great ideas that are good for the health of our business. And so we constantly work on doing that and giving our customers not just great satellite solutions, but hopefully also great ideas that they can implement in their businesses.
Deepak, thank you.
My pleasure.